Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and another episode of the Umbrella Academy, episode 4. Last time on the Umbrella Academy, uh, sadness and betrayal is basically the theme of the entire episode. We had the finale at the very end was essentially the most unexpected, at least for me. With Lila sneaking out and us discovering that okay, she's a part of either the commission or she's a part of the handler's rogue mission that she may actually be on. My theory would be that the handler is working on her own after she was demoted. So I think she's pulling a five, right? So because I've given her demotion, I don't think she's supposed to be working out in the field. The fact that she's working out in the field, I take that to mean that she's actually working on her own, with her own objectives. Now, what as to what the objectives are, that remains a mystery to me. I do think though after watching Lila, rewatching the episode and seeing Lila again, that perhaps she's not gone completely bad. She's uncertain of what exactly she should do. I do think some of the moments that she had with Diego were in fact genuine, and she may be falling for him. And thinking back to her story about her parents, her finding her parents, I'm gonna guess that perhaps that was actually true. But I began wondering, what if the fact that she called the handler her mom, and the handler doesn't strike me as the mom type. So, I mean, my guess would be perhaps she went back and maybe got one of the children. So far the commission has only been interested in five because of his ability to time travel. They've never gone after or sought after any of the other siblings to join the commission. But forget that there are several other children out there that Dr. Hargreaves did not himself recruit. So I am no wondering whether or not Lila may have been one of those, and perhaps the handler set it up or the commission set it up, for someone to kill her parents when she was at a very young age, and after discovering maybe her abilities, and then they went in, you know, presumably as the heroes, and rescued her, from their own created the scenario they themselves created. So, and now she's a bit conflicted about her honor, staying loyal to her mom versus helping Diego, because if the handler wants to get rid of the members of the academy and prove herself so she can get her job back, or even more, get a promotion, or replace AJ perhaps, then I would think it would be in her best interest for Diego to die, but somehow Lila saved him. So I don't know. I think there's going to be an interesting story there, following Lila and Diego. Hopefully things work out for him, because he's been through enough loss. Got shanked by his got stabbed by his father. His mother died. His girlfriend died last season. The guy needs a break. He needs a break. And of course, we have the Luther, who I wish I could say is justifiable at this point, but as I've said, I've never gotten he and Allison were never together, so I don't feel the weight of his loss so much. I feel more for Ray at the moment. The betrayal that he's feeling, albeit he's missing a few pieces and he's jumping to some conclusions most likely. But that scene at the cafe was just terrible. It was just terrible. And I'm glad that Allison stepped in to actually help him. Um, she did so in a non-violent way, because that could have gone very badly, and she chose to remember Ray's words, and dignity and peace, and be peaceful. So I'm glad. I think this was good for her, and she hinted so much. She hinted at it in her conversation with Klaus, that what she has is what she has earned here. She didn't use her powers to get it, and that's good for her. It's teaching her restraint, and maybe that's what she actually needs. But yeah, it's been a not so great season for Heroes so far, but they are slowly coming back together. They're in pairs or trios now. Hopefully, Vanya and Five can reach Luther somehow. He needs to get over it. I'm sorry, he just needs to get over it. There are much more important things to worry about now, right? But they're pairing up. Hopefully, in the next episode or two, everyone will come back together. They don't have a whole lot of time left to actually stop the end of the world. So, let's check it out. This is Lila's parents. So they did take her from the future.
Shame.
Figured out that they have a child. Why would she take her? Hannah doesn't strike me as the type to leave loose ends.
Look what we have here.
Or maybe I've pegged her all wrong. Maybe she's not as heartless as I thought she has been. Trained her herself. So is she one of the children or not? I mean, she hasn't displayed any powers yet, and it seems to have been a random encounter for her finding her. So maybe she's just a trained agent. I'm still surprised the handler would care enough to actually take her in, though. Unless she just raised her so she could have a contingency plan should she need someone outside of the office.
You want me to protect number 5?
It's not that complicated, honey.
If anyone deserves to die, it's him.
That's true.
You
But
said he was the most wanted man in the commission.
yes, I did.
And now you want
You
me
said protect 5, not
It's worth
Diego.
more to me alive.
Developing feelings.
Do you need a pillow or an aspirin?
Oh, wait. Why are you here, Anya?
You're my brother.
He didn't tell you that.
Apparently.
If I found you. Yeah. He's an asshole.
An asshole.
All right.
Right.
You didn't tell her that she was the cause of it? I guess not.
But not alone.
The clock is ticking on doomsday.
I mean, I know she wants to go back to her now family, but they are going to die if the world ends.
I can't help you, Five. New timeline, new me.
No, that's not how it works.
She does know, 3 people tried to kill her, right? I mean, everyone's being so damn selfish. I mean, even if she doesn't want to go back to join the academy, they are going to find you and most likely kill you and your new family.
So what, you just let her go?
Well, Anya had a lot to process.
That wound healed up rather nicely
Now,
considering his
our
dad
priority is
twisted it.
finding Dad and getting answers.
You stabbed me.
I'm surprised he waited this long, Diego. We've all had
Good one.
Yeah, we're not friends. She needs to get close to 5, but that's not someone you're going to be getting close to. You're just not.
Majestic 12.
He's the smartest one in the entire family.
That's Hoyt right there.
I'm curious to know why the handler is so interested in 5. Keeping 5 alive, that is.
Cal 11.
That's because they've only identified 11 so
I
far.
don't see any way that she's going to convince him to come to her side. She tried that once, it did not work. She has no way to contain him, so... This is borderline stalking, Klaus.
Hey, you made me pink, right? I have to talk to you about something important. Okay? Okay. This is gonna sound kind of crazy, but...
Kind of.
I know you're thinking about enlisting. You're thinking it's your duty because your grandfather fought in World War I and your father fought in World War II, and that guy you're eating brunch with is your Uncle Ryan who fought in Korea. Heck, are you talking? 50,000 American soldiers and 1 million Vietnamese all died. Oh, wow. If I
Okay.
had a nickel for
Yes, he
every
doesn't know
time
his
you hurt
son
me.
is queer as well, so
Whoa! Woo! Take it easy.
yeah, one of those dads.
I love you.
Hit the queer!
And I know
Hit him!
there's a day.
Hit him! Oh.
Maybe Ben was right. He's confusing him. It's not the right approach, Klaus. I know you're trying to say do a good thing, but
So, what'd they offer you? Money?
What? Who?
No, you tell me who. Was it Dallas PD? Was it FBI? I need to know.
Stop it, this is
yeah, I
crazy.
figured.
What'd you say to the cop?
He thought she's working with them or
begged
something.
him to stop hitting you.
Yeah, the lie is not gonna help here.
Believe in them.
But can't tell him the truth either because he won't believe it.
Told you, I can explain.
Then do it. Please, God, explain.
The truth won't exactly make things better. He'll just freak out still, and I don't know. This is a tough situation, but why are they bringing her along though?
So what's the plan?
We infiltrate, we identify, we extract. Double time.
After you. What? I can't be polite.
Cut the crap. All right, my dim-witted brother might buy your bullshit, but I don't trust you first.
Oh, you little faith.
Stick it up your ass.
Love 5. I love 5. That's why he's my favorite character, man. I love him. So a few of these moments I'm glad to see. Where did everyone else go? Oh, okay.
It's hard, right? Losing everyone and getting stuck here.
More growth for Luther. That's what I want.
Hey, no one gets to tell us how to deal with the end of the world. Right?
Yeah, I'm proud of Luther here.
Not even each other.
He's kind of gotten over himself and actually being the brother in this scenario anyway. I love it when, for all the crap that I give Luther, I love the actor himself. Since Black Sails, I've loved him. I still love him here as well. I love it when he delivers bad news in the Umbrella Academy. His delivery is just fantastic. Oh,
Never heard
interesting.
that one before.
So maybe the dad designed their mom
Everything
after
about
someone
her.
he knew.
Do you know a man named Sir Reginald Hargraves?
Reggie?
Why her
He's
though?
my date this evening.
Your date.
So Reggie fell in love again, maybe?
Hey, Grace.
Yeah, she looks nothing like his wife, his first wife that we met.
You too.
You're gonna use your money that you hid away? No, don't do that.
I'll keep you safe.
You know that's not right. Neither is you leaving us.
Uh-oh. No, not in the barn. I hope she remembers how to swim. Or trying to use her powers? Sweet. Nice job, Vanya. Come on, don't lose control. Don't lose control. Nice. Come on, kid. Is that her powers working? Hmm. I never figured her powers could work in that way. Was it her healing him or moving the water, or just using her powers to move the water out of his body? I don't even know, but luckily she was there. Well, she had a family who wouldn't speak to her for her entire life, so I think she does.
Until someone comes along and lets you out.
Good for Vanya. The longer you stay with them, the more danger you're going to be putting them in, though.
This plan of yours seems ill-timed.
It's going to be a turkey shoot.
Come on, 5. Move. Oh, crap. Ah. Remember there? Oh, shit. Can't jump again. Not good. Not good. Ah. Where the hell is Diego? Come on. Come on, you two are supposed to be the best. You're getting your asses kicked. Supposed to protect 5. 5 or Diego. Don't tell me he's gonna believe the excuse that comes after this. Come on, 5. You know something's up. Where's Diego? Oh. What excuse could she possibly have for leaving him up there now?
Reggie, what are you waiting for? We need to go.
Wonder what he said to him. He left anyway. Well, I've got to say that might have been my favorite episode yet. That might have been my favorite episode. I mean, I'm so tempted to just binge the remainder because I mean, what excuse could she possibly give to Diego? What Lila to give to Diego at this point, where she saw him losing the fight, chose to go and help 5, 5 left. Diego's still there struggling, and she still left him. So I mean, 5 himself is suspicious of her. He said so himself. So I don't think her saving him is gonna, somehow eliminate all his suspicions, in the way that she thinks it might. But at the very least, even if it does, even if 5 somehow comes around to her, Diego certainly will be more suspicious now. At least I hope. He has been asking the right questions because he noticed she was missing. He questioned that. When she found him and saved his life, he did ask her, how did she know to find him there? So Diego's asking the right questions. He's just not putting things together, which is frustrating. I mean, he used to be in the police academy with Patch, right? I think that's how they met. He just got kicked out or something, if I remember correctly. Um, so he's asking the right questions, but he's allowing his emotions to cloud his judgment. Hopefully, between him and Five, they'll figure this out because she's fighting a little bit too well to just learn these lessons from her mom. Um, so that I don't know. I still think the fact that she hesitated in the moment, when given a choice between the mission and Diego, she still hesitated between her mom's orders and his. It tells me that at some point further down the line, she's gonna have to make a choice between her mom and Diego. And if this is an indication, she's not gonna be choosing Diego, and unless something dramatic happens over the next few episodes to actually change how she feels about her mom, which is that, hey, her mother killed her parents. But I don't know, our team doesn't know that, so unless her mother divulges that information, I don't know how she'd find out. But there's still some hope that she could come over to our side, right? I mean, they kind of dismissed my initial theory that she was maybe one of the kids that Hargreaves did not adopt. But she's still, she still went through the same training, as rigorous a training as the members of our academy did, just without the powers. So she definitely would be an asset if she joined the team, at the least. And she has inner knowledge of how the commission actually works as well. So that can only be good. I'm curious to know what Five said to Dr. Hargreaves there. If it was German, which I don't speak, so hopefully someone does, and can translate for me in the comments. Then we have our two moments with Klaus and Vanya. Klaus himself having a bit of a reality check for him, and I think it was necessary. And I think every one of the siblings will have their own moments over the course of the next episode or two, and that would eventually get them to come together, right? So for Klaus, I mean, he's trying to save Dave's life, which I completely understand, but if he does what he intends to do now, he's changing the person who Dave becomes in the future, right? And I only wish he would realize that, because I mean, if Dave doesn't go to the army, he doesn't meet his love, which is Klaus, then what? He stays at home with his dad, and who's essentially molding him to be someone who hates people who have a different sexual orientation. So who knows, perhaps he left home to join the army to get away from his dad, so I don't know if he'd be doing Dave any good by trying to get him to stay in that environment. So but he's not thinking about that. I think maybe Ben will eventually get him to understand that aspect of it, perhaps. We didn't see Ben there, but I gather that's because he's not sober. He's drinking again, but at the very least, he's still a step away from going back to doing drugs, which is good considering his Klaus. So that's some small comfort, and I'm glad to see that he and it's interesting. He and Allison have been the only two siblings who have always kind of gotten along. I can't recall any moment, whether season 1 or this season, where they've had any conflict, really. Right? They've really just kind of been there. They haven't had a whole lot of scenes. They've had just a few scenes together, but the scenes that they have had together, it shows that they weren't the best of friends, but they could rely on the other. They have that sort of relationship. It's like, I have friends who I don't talk to every single day, and some people find this strange, actually. I don't talk to every single day, but when we do talk, it's like we can just pick up right back where we left off, and it's as if nothing changes, that kind of relationship. And I consider them to be brothers and sisters to some extent. So yeah, I'm glad to see that some of the siblings have that kind of relationship, and they aren't going back and forth as much as I enjoy the other elements with the rest of the siblings. Yeah, but as for Vanya, I mean, I am happy for her. I am, but it comes back to everyone thinking about themselves and not so much. I guess everyone doesn't know what is happening. Yeah, Luther just told Allison. I mean, most of them know that the world is going to end. Not everyone, but most of them know. I'm glad to see Allison and Allison and Luther meeting up, and as I said, it shows some amount of growth for Luther again. And that's one of the things I'm the most happy to see this season is that Luther is slowly, he took a step forward earlier on this season, and then he took a step backward again, and then he's making baby steps. All right, he's getting there. But Luther is finally growing up. He's maturing. For the most part, he seemed like the most childish of them all. But he's growing up. He let her know that he's glad that she was able to find some amount of happiness here in this timeline. Even if it's not with him. So I'm proud of him. Proud of him for that. Yeah. But back to Vanya. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen now. She was adamant that she needed to leave, which is good because if she stays there, the Swedes will just come and find her and likely kill her and the family. But then she has a moment now with the wife, and I'm not sure if that's gonna deter her from wanting to leave now. But hopefully she realizes that there's a bigger picture, and there's so much more at stake, including the lives of the persons that she's trying to protect. And she leaves. I mean, if everything works out, there's always a question of if they save and if they prevent the end of the world, can they stay here in this timeline in the 60s? If they can, why not? I mean, she can stay here with this family. If I don't think it will. I don't think she can. I mean, they're an anomaly in this timeline, and I think the commission is just gonna keep hunting them down because they're not supposed to be here. Yeah, it's a tough call. And finally for Ray. It's a tough situation with Ray. I've loved the character so far in the show. And I understand why he's doing what he thinks is correct, because you're in the 60s and this woman of color goes up to a cop and whispers something in his ear, and everything is all right. That will raise some questions. From Alice's perspective, it may not be that strange, but from his perspective, it's bonkers. It's ridiculous. That can't happen. It's the 60s. So from his perspective, I get it. I mean, he's questioning everything that he's known now. How she showed up. They got married so quickly. Maybe she just seemed like the perfect person to just fall in his ways so easily, and he fell for her, got married, and made her a part of their group, and it just seemed the timing when he stops and thinks about it and everything that is happening now, the timing just seems to suspect. So I get it. I don't think Allison should have lied to him a second time, when she confronted him at the salon. But then telling him the truth would have, he wouldn't have, first off, he wouldn't have believed it, which means she would have had to demonstrate, and use her powers on someone to show him. So it's a tough situation. It is. I don't know what she's gonna do. I mean, lying will not help. That's obvious. So the truth is the only thing that'll help now. And yeah, even if she does tell him the truth, it is still the 60s, and the whole idea of someone being able to control someone else, he might start to question, is that why I got married to you? Did you use your powers to will me to get married to you? And so either way, I don't think it would work out for her. And yeah, I don't think so. It's a lose-lose situation for her. I think maybe the best thing that she could actually do maybe to just walk away from it all, you know? Because anything that she does, I feel it's just going to affect his cause, you know? And I don't think she wants that. So, the tough situation. One of the things I did love in this episode, though, I mean, Vanya controlling her abilities. I love it. I mean, everyone learned to some extent to manage, if not control it, manage their abilities when they were kids. But Vanya was, she didn't have that opportunity. The closest she got was with Leonard in season 1, and he was an asshole. So it's good to see her learning to do it. I don't want to say naturally, because someone's life was at risk, but learning to do it naturally without it being forced. And Dr. Hargreaves was no good either when he was teaching her as a kid. So it's good to see her using it to save a life. I think that can sort of put things in perspective for her, to see the good that she can actually do, and kind of come to the same place that all the others, well, not all of them, but some of them are at. But I think Luther and Diego have always had the superhero thing down, and even Five to some extent, because he's somewhat obsessed with saving the world. I mean, that's a good thing to be obsessed with, but yeah, but the others, Klaus and Allison, I mean, they've never really, I didn't get the impression they've really bought into the whole we're heroes thing, Klaus possibly because of the trauma, and Allison because trauma plus, using her abilities to just get whatever she wants. Yeah, so it's good for Vanya to come about it this way, to learn how to control it this way, to see that she can save a life or lives, later on down the line. And I think she'll eventually go back to Five afterwards. I think she'll go back to Five and try to help them to save the world here. Yeah. But that was another fantastic episode. Love that fight scene in the hallway. Can't wait to see more. So be sure to post down below, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on this episode. Hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the next one.